Pow, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be covering how to mix gold paint. Now typically what you'll see in the store is metallic gold paint, metallic silver paint, metallic bronze paint, and you know they have that sort of shiny look to them, and you could use it straight out the tube. This is not what we want to do. We want to learn how to mix our own combination of paints to achieve that rich gold look. Now there's different types of gold that you can get when you're mixing. You could get that more yellowish type of gold, or you could get that dark, deep, rich type of gold, or even you could get that reddish type of rose gold. Today we're going to be going with that dark, deepish type of look. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the reference that I'm going to be working off of. The colors I'm going to be using: sap green, burnt umber, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, caracadome red, cadmium yellow medium. Then just some of the off colors: ivory black, titanium white. I'm also going to be using a flat brush, a mop brush, just a small brush. You could also use a makeup brush, and just a round brush. Now the important thing to note when mixing for gold and metallic colors is that you want to have different grades. So you want to have your dark shades, then your mid-tones, and then your light shades. What I typically do is have those three and then sometimes have something in between them. So to start off, I'm going to mix my darkest tone, which I'm going to use some sap green. And I'm going to use some caracadome red. And I'm going to put a bit of burnt umber in there. The reason why I chose burnt umber over raw umber is that burnt umber has more of a reddish tone to it, whereas raw umber, it's more of that dark brownish tone. So I find this to be a bit more warmer. So there we have our first color for our dark tone. Next, we kind of need like an orange type of tone. So I'm gonna go a bit of cadmium yellow light. And I'm gonna use some quinacridone red. Next, let's go on to our yellow tones. So I'm going to take some cad yellow medium, a little bit more, and I'm just going to take a touch of burnt sienna. Because in our reference, the yellow isn't too vibrant. Alright, next we're going to mix the brightest tone on our reference. I'm going to start off with the cad yellow, but the cad yellow needs to be brought down a bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of burnt umber. See where that leaves us. That should be good. So just as the lightest tone before we get into the white, I'm just gonna do some CAD yellow medium and some titanium white and just mix them. And that's the color that I want. Boom, right there. All right, so before I get into my actual painting, I actually do a quick test on how all these colors should come together. So I start off with my lightest. Next, I go into my other lightest yellowish color. So as you see, I'm kind of working backwards, and I kind of made an error here where this one is actually more dark than this one. This one is more of a warmer color. And if you notice, I left a space between the two colors, and I'll explain to you why in a minute. And it's actually why I have these three tones. This is yellow orc, titanium white, and black. Next, I'm going to throw in this color. Out of everything on the palette, this is more closest to gold. But gold is made up of a combination of things, right? Because typically you see gold as a metal, and it's really reflective. So you see how it just blends into the next one perfectly. When we look at our reference, it's very small amounts. So that's what we kind of want to practice also. So typically with my orange tones, when I use it for gold, I just do it along the edges and I just lightly glaze it over. I don't let it be the dominant color, but I hint that it's there. Now I'm going to show you how I use, or I call them offset colors. So we'll take the yellow orc and I just mix it into this area here. So it acts as a mid-ground between the two colors. Now to add our darkest tone that we mixed, right along the edge. Now I'm just going to use my round brush. I'm just going to add in the white as our highlight. Now it looks all choppy, but this is where our mop brush comes in handy. And we're just going to smooth things out. All right, now we're going to use our ivory black. Now with the ivory black, I don't use it as a dominant color. I mainly just use it to tighten up the shadows. That's why I like to mix my own dark colors. And I just use it very sparingly. So I just use a touch of it when I go along the edge. And this just pretty much brings everything together. And it gives it that nice gradual change in tones. So there we have our sample piece of our gold mix for this reference. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want a general idea of where we're going to place things and the color combinations that we want to use along with the color mixes that we use. But as you can see, we have some different tones that make up gold here. So now what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and apply it to my painting. There you guys have it, how to mix the color gold for your own paintings. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.